I'm just gonna say this month has been kind of hard. I've done a lot this month, and I think it just kind of became exhausting at a certain point. I started out the month with a hike, of course, and it feels like that was forever ago. But there were a lot of really pretty things about this hike. It was also super windy, which you probably can't tell by the footage, but it was. And then me and my partner went to Bisbee to visit their mom and just kind of hang out for the weekend. Also, the cats love coming to Bisbee with us, so it's always nice to have a little weekend getaway where the cats can come with us and like enjoy themselves. We saw a vintage baseball game, which I think the rules were based on like rules in the 1800s. And then I went to Boston. My dad was running the Boston Marathon, and this is his second Boston Marathon. He runs marathons all the time. I don't understand how he does it, honestly. I just hate running, but this is probably the farthest east I've been. I had a little layover in Chicago, which had like the prettiest clouds. We spent some time in Salem and visited some of the cute little shops there. Overall, it was like a pretty nice experience. It was cool to see some of the historical things. We also went to a vintage shop and out to, I think it's a wharf. We drove to 2 other states just to say we've been in them. But the main thing I wanted to do was visit the art museum. I've never been to this one before, and I really liked it. This art museum had a lot of really cool things. They had a specific exhibit called Hallyu, which was kind of about the Korean wave and focused on Korean pop culture, as well as like some Korean history and fashion, which was really cool. They also had several fashion exhibits going on, which I really enjoyed. I always love when museums do fashion exhibits. And one of my favorite pieces, or probably the one that like sticks out the most, was in the Islamic art section. This was called Divine Light, and I think every person that walked by this while I was kind of hanging out looking at it just like stopped and was kind of mesmerized. Like, it's so beautiful. Anyways, after that, we kind of just walked around Boston and looked at some of the historical sites and the finish line of the marathon. I guess that's like a big thing that all the racers do. There were so many. It was kind of funny. Everywhere you went, there was like someone in Boston Marathon gear. I kind of want to go back and visit Boston without all the marathoners because it was a lot. And I love cities that have like public transport. The subways and everything were really cool, and I'd like to see more. And then we went to the marathon and my dad finished. It was great. I saw this cool bathroom and we went home. The next week, my mom was visiting, and so I took her to a lot of different places around Tucson. We took her to the Botanical Garden and the Desert Museum, best part. I saw the javelinas for the first time. I've never seen a javelina, and yeah, there's a lot of footage of the javelinas, okay? They're so cute and they're amazing, and I was so excited to see them. Like, we kind of came at the perfect time because they started crossing under this bridge. I was exhausted. The boys were exhausted. I'm just kind of exhausted with this month and watching the world. I don't know. Yeah, if you can, I would recommend that you find a local college campus that is currently protesting. Maybe give them some supplies or join them, wear a mask, protect each other, and free Palestine, always.